Hi, this is Tanya. Oh, sorry about the bus there. Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot. Just a little video here. I don't even know where to start with this. Right. The videos that I haven't done for the Decembers, it is only the 1st of December today, okay? And the videos that I haven't done for December will be up by Monday. Good morning, CP. This isn't for readings or anything. I just want to explain a little bit. I believe the tarot and I believe my channel is here to teach a lot. And what I want to talk about today is awareness, you know, not just self-awareness, but awareness of others. Now, like I say, you all know I'm in a different country at the moment. This week has been pretty tough, okay? Really tough. I mean, we have Mercury going retrograde in a couple of days. We also have the Gemini moon, which is going to be a bit of a toughie. So I do want to warn you all about that as well. But I done what videos I could on Monday. Monday was my first day back to work. I done what videos I could, and I will get the other videos out by this Monday, okay? I think there's a few needed. I don't know, be excited, Hayley. I don't even know where this is going. I want to just explain a little bit. Like I say, I am in a different country, okay? I'm here by myself. I don't know anybody. I don't speak the language. Where I am is very segregated, so I can't even get out. There's nowhere to get out. And for some reason, I am being forced to stay here. The universe, spirit, whatever, they are forcing me to stay here. And it's been pretty uncomfortable. I'm riding the wave because, you know, this is what I teach. I know that there is good in it for me. But I did speak to a friend yesterday and I said the only way I can describe it is I feel like I'm sort of an addict that's been locked in a room and said, right, okay, go cold turkey and you will feel better afterwards. So this is what I'm actually feeling at the moment. My readings have been back to back since I got here. So, you know, for some reason, my readings are massively on point. It's like all of this energy is coming through with them. But the amount of emails, messages, and everything I'm getting off people saying, you forgot to do Cancer, you forgot to do Leo, you forgot to do blah, blah, blah. You know, I didn't forget to do them. You know, I didn't. I know that I need to do them. But at the moment, working on myself is the most important. I will get them out there for you. You know, those of you that have taken the time to like my Instagram page and my Facebook page, you will understand that because I did write a piece yesterday morning, sorry, that was channeled. I was asking Spirit a lot and they were giving me a lot. So if any of you would care to go to my Facebook page or to Instagram, you will actually see that I'm sort of going through stuff. Now, I know everybody is, and I know people have got worse, and I know every day I'm saying I'm grateful for this experience of being here. Like I say, I'm away from family and friends, you know, which are very close to me. So that is, it's a little bit strange. I also had some quite, I've had some quite nasty messages, not by anybody from this channel, somebody who I don't even know, but they're connected in some way to my personal life. This person is in prison, so I can't say too much about them, but they've been quite threatening, the messages, and I got the first one on Monday and I got another one on Wednesday night. So the police have been involved. The police from the UK have been involved with me as well. So I just want to say, you know, I am doing what I can. The videos will be out by Monday. Please, before you send a message, not just to me, to anybody, before you send a message, please think, you know, is it like, you know, is it thoughtful? Is there something, what is it you want out of that? Because this is it. I work on energy, and when people are doing this, they're probably not aware of it, but they're taking energy, okay? And this is it. I give what energy I can, but once somebody tries to take it, this is when I need to block, you know? So please just bear that in mind, not just with me, with other people, about your daily life, you know, be self-aware and think, what is it I'm wanting for this, you know? I've seen this with other readers as well on here. here, you know. We do these videos for free. We love it. Yes, we get back from it, you know, but we do it out of the love of it, you know. So we are not obligated at all. And I've mentioned this before about people with entitlement, you know, and it's just, please be aware that other people might be going through stuff, you know. So that's really what I wanted to say. Sorry, I just think I needed a little rant. I feel like him off The Shining. That's who I feel. I'm here to write and I cannot write because everything is just absolutely crazy at the moment. Please excuse me, I've just come out the shower as well, so my hair's all a mess. But yeah, I mean, you know, I massively appreciate all of you that watch these videos. I really, really do, you know, and I put myself on a guilt trip when I can't get the work done in the time that I set myself. But readings take a lot of energy, you know, and obviously, you know, I want to be on point. I want to be on form when I do readings. If I don't feel that myself, I won't do them. So it was just a little thing to let you know. Oh, thank you, CP. Wear a fuck off t-shirt during readings. Yeah, I should, yeah. You know, but I'm sensitive. I'm an empath, you know, and I don't like it when people like sort of, you know, get on at me sort of thing, you know. So Indra, thank you, Indra from Silent Moon Imaginarium. I don't know if any of you have checked her out. She's a dear friend. She has been my anchor during this, you know. She really, really has. She is the voice of reason and holds space for me, and I love her dearly. So thank you for that, Indra, you know. But please, people, check out Indra's site, because she is an absolutely wonderful light worker. She works with the moon and nature, and I just love her spirit. I absolutely do. So thank you. Yeah, so I don't know, I'm here now. Does anybody want to ask me any questions or anything? I hope I didn't come across as too brutal with that. T. Floyd, thanks again for the amazing reading. I'm not quite sure who that is. Is that Teresa, I think? If it is, thank you. My readings this week since I've got here have been amazing. I've absolutely loved them. I'm really feeling a lot of energy. I know that, Indra, my soul sister. Yeah, I am. This isn't where I'm going to be staying. This is a very different place to me. I'm not gelling with the energy of the surroundings. The place is beautiful, you know, where I'm staying, but the surroundings. But on the 19th, I am I will put the link underneath. It's on all my other videos, Debbie, if you want to read them. I am moving up into the north of the island on the 19th, and the place, yeah, you need to come over, Indra. We need to do this together. You know, I really think we will work together. Yeah, I'm moving up into the north, and it's beautiful. The energy there, I've felt the energy, so I know that is going to be fine. But there's a reason I need to be here for these 2 weeks, and these 2 weeks of solitude as well. Yes, the island is such a beautiful place. It's magical. And the thing is, this island has two sides. I mean, we've got the Gemini moon on Sunday, and what I actually wrote, you know, what Spirit told me is this is about our light and darkness. We all have it, okay? And this is a battle that we're having at the moment, you know. So expect the next few weeks to be quite tough, especially around relationships, especially around communication, because we also have Mercury going retrograde as well. Mercury going retrograde is, a lot of people panic with Mercury. You know, Mercury, any of your Virgos, Mercury's our sign, so, you know, we get hit with it as well. But Mercury is always there to, like, it's a bit like the Tower card, you know. It will take away, I was talking to Tyler last night about the Tower card. And how there is good in it, but it's uncomfortable. And this is what I felt this week. I've said I feel like I'm breaking down. It's like my DNA is changing. There's stuff from way back, I mean childhood and stuff, that I really thought I'd sort of dealt with, and it's coming up, and I feel like my body is contorting. You know, this morning I struggled to actually get out of bed. Yeah, I mean, me and you, we do, Indra, don't we? You know, we're very in unison. Thank you, Lisa. So yeah, so expect, you know, just try and go through it. You know, that's what I was told yesterday. The only way through it, we will try and divert it. We will try and whatever. I drank a bottle of wine last night, and I don't really drink a lot, but it was anything just to try and stop it. And that wasn't good for me. So we cannot find a way around it, okay? We can zigzag or whatever, but the only way we can get through stuff like this is to go through it, okay? Pain is, I don't know, pain is a blessing, because pain is alerting us that something isn't right, okay? So we need to embrace this pain and see where it is coming from, and this is what is currently going on at the moment. So I'm giving myself the rest of the day just to rest. I have a couple of books there I'm going to try and focus and read, but I just wanted to like pop on here and just say to everybody, you know, the readings will be up on Monday, but you know, just a little bit of awareness of what is going on with other people, because you know, it's not just all about us. You know, it's not. It's you know, other people are having stuff, and we can always be kind. You know, and we can always give love to the situation. And when we're wanting something, that isn't coming from a place of love. It's coming from a place of need, okay, and expectation. And expectation often leads to disappointment, or always leads to disappointments, I feel, you know. So does anybody have any questions for me? I haven't got a bath here, that's the thing. I haven't got a bath, so I've had a really nice shower there. I've made myself a cup of tea, which I've left out there, and I'm going to sit in the sun and read. And you know, I'm really battling with myself, because I have this amazing opportunity, and I'm on this beautiful island, but like I say, the island highlights whatever you're feeling, and that is the dark and the good, you know. I mean, this island is very spiritual, it's also hedonistic, and I've been talking to a few energy workers here about the duality of this island as well, and I was talking to one girl, and I really liked it, because the goddess of this island is called Tanit, and it was like, damn it, Tanit, because if there's something that needs to be illuminated, Tanit will do it, you know. So that is my new saying, my new mantra as well. I've also got a little cat here. I'm really missing my dog, because when I'm like this, my dog comes over and gives me lots of love. And the cat here, I'm not used to cats, and I've realised cats do what they want, not what you want. And it's like, yeah, the Patricia place is where I'm headed, April. Yeah, that is where I need to be. Because how do we know what to do to heal? We need to source the source of pain first, I feel. That is it, you know, because often we're not annoyed or hurt for the reason we think we are. It goes way back, so we need to like unravel it and go back to see where our hurt is. Once we actually see where that hurt stems from, that is when we can start to heal. Now, healing is being gentle with ourselves. Healing is facing that hurt head on, you know, which sometimes isn't nice. It's like, you know, facing that bully in the schoolyard, but that is the only way that it's going to stop, you know. So my dog won't be here this time. There was a change of plan with that, but if I decide to relocate fully after March, that is, I've got till March to make my decision, and then Hendrix will be there. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's quite cold on a night time here as well, you know. I was saying that everybody in England has snow, you know, so I kind of complain. Right, my view on twin flames. That is a video in itself. I feel there are a lot of false twin flame things going about. I think it's now a buzzword that a lot of people use, and I feel soulmates can be mistaken for twin flames. I don't often talk about soulmates within my readings, because I feel people have a wrong idea of them as well, and I'll just briefly go into it, because I do want to do videos on all of this stuff as well. And we basically have a soulmate pretty much in every town, you know. We've had that many lifetimes that we have connected with so many people, and that's when we get the familiarity. And a lot of times soulmate relationships are not easy, you know, and people go, oh God, I've met my soulmate, I'm so happy, and I'm like, you know, this mightn't last, because a lot of times it doesn't, you know. Soulmates are here to teach us lessons, and them lessons, as I've just mentioned, can be very, very painful, you know. The lessons we learn are like we learn the most from are often the ones that cause us the most pain, and often soulmates come and into our life to do that. They are often there to break us open, but this is to free us as well, you know. So like I say, a lot of times I say be careful what you wish for, because soulmates aren't always easy. Right, okay, Nicole Thomas, any advice for novice tarot readers? Yeah, my first advice, throw the book away. That's it. That is the best thing that I think you can do. Don't throw it away. Keep it by your side. Do the reading with what you feel, because the cards have energies. Another thing that I want to mention, which I feel is quite important, everybody works differently, and I'm not going to slate any other tarot readers or anything. Everybody has their own way of reading, you know, and once you start, just spend time every day with your cards, and you will start to get to know them and see how to work. Like I started doing sort of a Celtic cross, but now I have my own sort of version of the Celtic cross, you know, and it's not all regimented, because sometimes you need more cards, and I pull more cards for clarity all the time. So anybody that's had a reading from me will know that I actually pull cards and pull cards and pull cards throughout the full reading. But when you're shuffling the cards, okay, them cards are full of energy, and this is what you're building up over time. I have a deck of cards there that I've had for about 12 years that I still read with daily, and they have totally my energy on. I know when somebody else has picked them up without my, Tyler! Yeah, I know when somebody has picked them up without my permission, because I can feel that. But you know when, you know when you do like the sort of, don't know if you've seen tarot readers do like the Las Vegas style sort of shuffling, stuff like that. I believe that lets a lot of the energy out of them, you know, but that's just my belief. So that's why I just straightforward shuffling, you know, that's what I do. But yeah, throw the book away, go with your intuition, don't doubt yourself, okay? The way I read and the way I find that took my fear away and took my ego out of my readings was to, Tyler's in the house, yeah. I love him. I absolutely love that guy. We had a good catch up last night. But yeah, the way, what was I saying? Oh God, this is hard when you're on live. Yeah, the way I found that my readings got better and I got the message across clearer was to cut me out of it. I have no cards next to me, Kathy. I'm just hanging out here, okay? That's what I need to do. So I might get some in a minute, okay? They've just said, you know, see how you feel, okay? So I might. But yeah, so for novice tarot readers, take yourself out of it. Imagine you are the telephone line, okay? This is how I do it. So Spirit will send the message, or they'll send the message through the cards, and then you just give it out to the person. It's like Chinese whispers. Somebody tells you something, you pass it on. So you are just like the vessel that message actually comes through. Okay, when you take that away, you take away your ego. So your ego then is not scared of getting it wrong. Your ego is not then analysing it yourself. I mean, sometimes I can do a full reading for somebody and I haven't got a clue what is going on in their life, because it's not up to me to analyse it. When I first started to read, I would try and piece it together and go, right, what's happening, and put my own interpretation of it. And I hit on little things, but it wouldn't flow in the way it does. So now it's like whatever I get comes out, because there is always an importance. Who's put that? Nice nipples through the blouse. Right, that's not really cool, that. And this isn't really the place for it. And obviously you can't see them neither. So, but yeah, so... Right, if I ask for a sign on a specific question and receive confirmation every single time but doesn't come to fruition, what does that mean? Patience is a virtue, as the title of this thing is. You know, Spirit have very funny ways of working, and I have things unraveling in my life now that started about 4 years ago, and they're now starting to unravel in my life now, you know. So it's like I say, Spirit have a very, very very different time zone to what we do. You know, they see the outcome, they know the outcome, so they aren't bothered at all, you know. Yeah, thank you for that, Miss Turquoise. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, like I say, I'm going to block that person once I get off here because I cannot do it on here. But if you were listening to the beginning, I have been receiving abusive messages from somebody that is in jail. I've had the police involved. I've had the police and everything here. Thank you, Divine Guidance. So that is really not cool at the moment, you know. So, you know, there's always one, isn't there? But yeah, it's, you know, this is, as I say, you know, somebody coming in trying to take energy in some way there. So, right, okay, that's knocked me off course a little bit. Has anybody got any more questions or anything? Thank you for this. You know what? I can feel the love coming back. You know, I really, really can, and it was desperately needed today. So thank you. I'm getting filled up. So yeah, I'm getting quite emotional there. Thank you. That's you know, thank you for that. No, I won't. It's when they come up on here, you don't you can't see them, you know. It's like I say, just ignore them. So yeah, does Spirit give you a message now? No, Spirit told me to actually come on here. I didn't really want to because I didn't feel myself, but yeah, shadow self, right? Okay, Andy. Shadow self is quite interesting. What Spirit told me yesterday, in fact, I'm going to find it and read it out for you, because obviously those of you who aren't on my Facebook or Instagram will not know. So this is, I'm going to have to move along a little bit so I can see it. So I'll just move this here. What I actually wrote, and it was just, Spirit just said, right, and this was what came out. And I put, there is a numbness and a knowing, a gut churn and calmness that I hoped I'd never feel again. How do scars burst open so easily and the old pain still spew and sting? And now there's new to mix in with the corrosive soul-eating venom that is contorting my body and mind. You asked for this, they said. You even begged and prayed. Did you really think this time it would be different? Nothing simply happens. When you are suddenly plunged into the unfamiliar and the all too familiar, your initial reaction is to run, to avert the darkness that is beckoning and find shelter in something that can often be quite damaging. We bob and we weave, looking for an escape route or a way out, but the only way out is through. The deeper and darker we go, the more we will grow and flow. Pain is answered prayers. We want to ascend and remove the shackles of stuckness, but this is not going to happen without struggle. This coming moon is here to make us uncomfortable, to make us squirm. It's Gemini, so our two sides are going to be illuminated. In the same way there is a battle between light and dark, we will battle our own inner light and darkness. But please remember that shadows are only shown when there is light present. So face the dark that is in front of you, feel your way around it, let your senses get accustomed without seeing, and let yourself be carried where you may not want to go. The end of the year is upon us, and this year was all about seeing through illusions and truth. So get ready to say a final goodbye to things that cause us pain, but first you must meet up face to face to reminisce, to remember, and then to finally release. And that is what was given to me yesterday by Spirit. You know, they were the words that came through. So I hope that made some sense of it. And it was when you said about shadow sides, you know, when we have shadow sides, it means that there is still light there. You know, if we didn't have shadow, there is, you know, it's light that causes the shadow. Okay, so yeah. When did I realise or tell people you had this connection with Spirit? I hope that answers your question about shadows. I will go into it. There's so much I want to do video-wise for you, and I really, you know, I really, I will do it. You know, I never break a promise. Sometimes it's a bit like Spirit time, though, and obviously I'm in Spain now, so it's Spanish time, but I will get round to doing them. Yes, when I was very young, I had two imaginary friends called Gag and Frizzy from being able to talk. And the bizarre thing was I knew everything about these kids. And one of them visited me about 4 years ago as an older woman. And I was like, I know you. It was a spirit came to me and I was like, I know you. Like, why are you familiar? And then it was like, shit, that was one of my imaginary friends, you know, who was aged as I have done. But yeah, when I was a kid, I had these two friends who were around, and I can see them as people now. I would see auras around people, which I didn't actually understand what it was. I would tell my mum that people's colours had changed when they were sad and things like that. But my family were very open to psychic stuff. My mum was very open. My grandma, my mum was very psychic. My grandma was, but they were all scared of it and they never used it. But the first time I seen spirit, I was 7-year-old, about 6 or 7. And there was a guy in my room and I shouted at my mum and I was really, really scared, you know. And the first thing my mum said to me was, don't worry, Tanya, it's the living that will hurt you, not the dead. So instantly it was like, all right, there's nothing to fear there. There was a lot of synchronicities would happen. You know, a lot of things would happen when I was young, and you know, it was just a lot of things happened in our house. We had a very, very strange house we lived in for a long time, and other people witnessed it as well. But to me, it was normal, you know. It was never, if it would get angry or whatever, and then I would like, right, okay, calm down, and then it would be fine. So my connection with spirit has always pretty much been there, though I didn't understand it when I got into 15, 16, you know, got into being a teenager. I went down the teenage route, you know, drinking, recreational drugs, boys, you know, I was living life, you know, that was it. And a lot of it was to block out all of this stuff that I had in my head, because I thought it was anxiety. The doctor even said that it was anxiety, and I realised now it was my crown chakra opening, you know. So since I now work with this, a lot of things from my teenage years make sense now as well, you know. So I don't know, is that lost there? Are we there? Right, so yeah, so a lot of things from my teenage years now make a lot of sense, you know, things that I was actually experiencing at the time, you know. And then Spirit wanted me to work for them for a long time, and I wouldn't. I really, really wouldn't. But in the end, they always get their way, and it's the biggest blessing I've ever had. Yeah, my necklace. Yeah, this is very important. I was bought a necklace from somebody, which then I never wore it because there were certain things happened. And this is a one called Aura Verde. Now, I went to the shop where it was bought from, and I explained, because obviously crystals have energy, and you know I'm very big on my energy and what I allow near to me. And I'd went to the shop and I'd explained the situation to the lady in the shop, and I'd said, is it okay to swap it? And she'd said, yeah. So I couldn't get over, and a very dear friend of mine who was training to be a shaman, he's just a young guy, he went over to the shop for me, and I said, just you choose, you know, and he's very in tune with me. And he came back with this one. And I'd never seen the stone, I'd never heard of it before, and he didn't know what it was, and it was just like, this is the stone for you. It said this was yours. Now, when I looked it up, it's for protection, you know, which obviously I need psychic protection. It's to make the wearer shine no matter what the circumstances, but it's also for tumours as well. And I have a tumour in my brain, so it was perfect for me. So I love it. I absolutely love this this necklace, and you know, well, in fact, I don't take it off. I don't. When I've got to get on the plane, they made me take it off, which I didn't like. So yeah. So is anybody else there? Is anybody watching this? There's no messages coming up here. Thank you, Athena. Thank you. I can't do that from my side, but thank you so much for that. That will be blocked as soon as I actually... Yeah, stones choose you, yeah. Funny enough, when I got to the island here, I met a guy who I was meant to read for a while ago, and we never got round to it, and we ended up meeting, and instantly there was the connection, and I knew that we were going to meet. and he's a friend of my friend's, and he was leaving, and he said, here you go, and he gave me 4 beautiful, beautiful crystals, and I've been working with them since I got here, and they're amazing. They're absolutely fantastic, you know. So yeah, I got given a massive gift of them. So yeah, is anybody else? I feel bad like to just talking about me here as well. Yeah, this is, I mean, a tumour, when I say a tumour is something that shouldn't be there. So it's actually around my pineal gland. I have been told that it's there to protect it. My pineal gland is one of my most important organs, and this sounds really bizarre and really like sort of X-Files, but it was under attack. You know, I will do a video one day about psychic attacks and stuff like that. But it's basically my body putting this around my pineal gland so that it protects me, you know. But it does cause a lot of pain at times, you know. They kept thinking I was having strokes because I go green. I go green. Why did I say that? Sorry, somebody's names came up green. I don't go green. No, I don't. I go blind. So sorry. Buddhism, no, I don't. I've studied Buddhism, and Buddhism is a religion that I sort of clung to for a lot of years, or I related to rather than clung to. I don't think. I think, God, what is happening with my words here? So I did, but I do still feel that there's elements of control within all religions, not just Buddhism. I've studied quite a lot. The ones that I have connected to, the one that I have really felt is Kundalini Yoga, which is it was by the Yogi Bhajan, you know, and he has 5 sutras for the Aquarian age, because he talked a lot about the times that we're having now, and I believe that is what I believe. And his sutras are not about false gods. He always said, don't follow me, follow my teachings, you know, like, and I relate to that. I started Kundalini Yoga probably about 7 years ago, and it made a massive difference in my life. Although I was on my spiritual path, I was still quite lost in a lot of ways, and Kundalini Yoga it instantly clicked with me. It was like that magic pill that makes everything make sense and better. And whenever, I will do this one day as well, but I do a meditation called Ego Eradicator. And that helps me to calm myself. What about Jesus? Do you believe? Right, okay, people laugh at me because I once answered this question, and I was being so serious as well, and I didn't realise on paper I keep saying I'm quite bright, but in real life I'm a little bit dumb sometimes, you know. I think Jesus was hot. Jesus is my ideal man. Somebody asked me who my ideal man was. And please, anybody who is Christian, don't take offence with this. It is said, you know, in jest and from a place of love. But yes, somebody asked me who my ideal man was. And I started to think, and I was like, because I love Russell Brand as well. Russell Brand is like my homeboy. And I was like, I love long hair. And I was thinking, right, long hair, you know, sort of really chilled out, hippie guy, you know, nice to people, very kind and all of this. And then I went, Jesus. And they went, what? And I was like, Jesus was really hot. Jesus is my ideal man. So yeah, I do believe there was a man called Jesus. I don't think he looks anything like how he's meant to look for us. I bet he played guitar as well. I bet he did. And yeah, I do believe there was a guy called Jesus. But I think if somebody came, if we went back in time now, you know, God, how many Jesuses would there be? You know, that's it. How many would there be? Because, you know, he was a prophet. You know, he was there to offer love and kindness, which, you know, there are so many of us doing this now. You know, I'm not saying Messiah complex or anything like that, but I'm saying this is now, because it is now sort of mainstream. People are now looking for this. I feel that a lot of people... I love Ganesh as well. Yeah, I don't fancy Ganesh though. So yeah, if there's any Jesus-looking types out there, you know, get in touch. Where I'm going to live, it's just full of hippie guys. It's absolutely amazing. I can't believe it. Well, hippie people, you know, hippie people, bohemian. But yeah, so... Right, what was I going to say there? There was something I was going to say. Sorry, you see, this is when you get me. This is when you get me, normal Tanya. This is when my mind is always racing 50 to the dozen. Right, okay, yeah, numbers are always signs. I don't want to go into all of them, you know, because it's like there's a lot, yeah. But whenever you're seeing 1111s especially, it's you're on the right path, you know, this is it. The universe is trying to talk to you. There's a great video by Simran Singh on YouTube. It's a TED Talk, and it's called Conversations with the Universe, and she explains a lot about the 1111 on there. It's the best explanation that I've actually heard from it as well. So, right, okay, anything else? You have a necklace with an elephant. Yeah, I have an elephant behind me there. Yeah, I have an elephant when I came into this room. Yeah, so any other questions? Because I'm really, really enjoying this. In fact, I might actually, I don't know how much charge I've got on my phone, but I might take you outside because that's where my cup of tea is. And I really want a drink. So you're coming on a little tour with me, I think, into the sunshine. Yeah, that's it. I feel like I want the sunshine now. Right, okay, I don't know if you can still... Right, I've lost my tea. I came in to get my tea and I've lost it. Right, do you do email readings? I don't at the moment, Jenna. I did used to do email readings, but they actually take too much time at the moment, and I haven't got it. Yeah, you're allowed to ask questions. Yeah, this is what this is about. The Ego Eradicator. And it's basically just a little breath work. It's usually about 7 minutes or something like that. And it's fantastic for calming you down and getting rid of that ego. Because we all have one. You know, we all have an ego. You know, we never fully lose it, you know. So, oh, sorry, I need to open the door. You nearly seen the floor there. Right, so I think I'm going to... Oh, right. God, have I been on here 35 minutes? You had to let go of something to bring it back, and everything you said touched my heart. You can really talk to someone's heart. Oh, thank you so much for that. Somebody said that to me yesterday, something about... you know, the way I talk, and this isn't anything that I've planned. This is just basically who I am and who Spirit work with. You know, I have a lot of faults, as everybody does, but I think over time I've sort of, you know, when you get self-awareness and you realise, you know, like I say, one of my mottos is, you know, whatever is happening, you can always be kind. And me and Tyler were talking about this last night. Yes, I'd done a lot of training, Terry, you know, and I still want to do more as well. I really still want to do more. But me and Tyler were talking about this last night, how, you know, even if something, because a lot of times things aren't really negative, you know, we experience negative from them, but there's always, it's sort of, sometimes we've got to go through the shit to get the sunshine, if that makes sense. So it's like I say, I think that's an awareness and remembering. And also one of the greatest things I was taught when I first started to study spirituality was that every reading should empower, even if it is something the person doesn't want to know. It should be, that person should go away with clarity, you know. I've seen some, not on here, in real life, I have been and seen some discussing readers, because delivery is massively important. I'm in Ibiza at the moment, Bridget. I'm in Ibiza. It's an island just off Spain. But yeah, I went to a medium one night. I was taken there. I didn't want to go. And he's up and he's doing his thing and whatever like that. And he mentioned about, he came to me and he mentioned about a child in spirit. And I do have a child in spirit, you know. And he was talking about her and he said something, you held her, didn't you? And I said, no, I didn't. Because I had made peace. Spirit had told me that was a massive big, I don't know if I've spoke about that before, but that was a life changer for me that time. My baby was born not alive. I knew it was going to happen, but that came for a massive reason, and that was the start of my spiritual life, living in the way I live now. So it was a huge gift, and that's why she came here. So I'd made my peace with that, like I say, before she was born. And this guy's saying to me, she's saying here that you should have held her, she wanted you to hold her, she this, she that. And I was like, you know, I just sat and I was laughing, and because I am at peace with every decision I've ever made in my life, you know. And that if somebody had not been of the mental disposition or whatever that I am, that could have sent somebody away with lifelong guilt that would have ate them up inside and would never ever have been able to be sorted, you know. So I was actually really disgusted at that. And so like I say, I'm very and a lot of times with mediumship, I've studied mediumship. I studied with James Van Praagh, with Tony Stockwell, who was two very successful mediums. They're beautiful guys, absolutely wonderful. James Van Praagh is the most egoless person I've ever met in my life. And again, he taught about delivery, you know, that is important. So I do mediumship. However, I don't like to focus on that. I don't advertise that I do. Occasionally, if I'm doing a reading for you, somebody might pop in. But to me, I feel it takes them a lot of energy to come down to us, and it takes us a lot of energy to connect to them. And I feel that, you know, when somebody has passed, it's like, let them go. They're never leaving us, you know, they're never leaving us. Hold on, I had a reading a few years ago with someone who told me that my mother was afraid to love me. You know what, from my experience, and I can't say this is the truth, but it is my truth, okay? Because this is what we need to remember as well. Everybody has their own truth. When you go into spirit, it is true, it is pure love. True love, yeah, true love. It is truth, it is love, okay? When you feel and you connect with spirit, that is what you feel. You feel love on a different level. And this is why I believe that it's quite hard for us psychics, us empaths, you know, us light workers, whatever label you want to put on it, to actually find proper love. Because we have felt it and we've experienced it on that deep a level where it is the purest of the pure, it's very hard to find that in the 3D world, you know? So, yeah, it's spirit or pure love. And when people pass on, it doesn't matter whether they were tyrants or whatever in this life, my belief and what I was taught is that they see the error of their ways. They see the bigger picture in what their stuff caused, okay? So there is always remorse, and there is love comes from spirit, okay? So I hope that made sense. It might disagree with, some of you might disagree with it, but they are my beliefs, you know, and that is my truth. So anything more? I'm really enjoying this. Thank you. This is proper. I don't know, can you see that my energy's changed as well? You know, I can see that myself in this, that, you know, my energy was, right, shed some light on being an empath. It's like, don't. Yeah, don't never wish for it. Yeah, oh God, I can just, I don't want to talk about me all the time, but I can just give my experience, you know. Yeah, from being very young, I had cousins who I loved dearly, and they were like my brothers and sisters. My mum lost 7 children, and I was the only one that lived. So she had 8 pregnancies, and I was the only one that survived, and I was the 7th as well, which I didn't know until a while ago. It was Spirit told me, and they said, "You're a fighter, Tanya. You've been fighting since you were born. You were the only one that survived." And I was like, "All right, yeah, get on me." But yeah, so when I was young, I was very sensitive to stuff. You know, I would really I couldn't watch horror films. I would, if I heard anybody shouting or anything, and people just used to say, "Oh, she's a softie," and stuff like that. And now I realise, you know, it was an empath. It took me a lot of years to understand that, you know, I tried to hide how sensitive I was. I tried to hide how deeply I was hurt. I tried to hide how excited I got. I tried to hide the feelings. I tried to block everything off. Like I say, you know, teenage years, you know, took a lot of drugs, drinks, stuff like that. You know, just recreational, nothing bad. But I do believe in some way they opened my mind as well. But yeah, and then it was, like I say, it was after a lot of hardship that I suddenly realised, no, this is me. And, you know, the way I can give love to people in the way I do is because I feel that deeply, but I do also feel that much hurt when I feel it as well. So being an empath is not easy. I feel you have to put rules up for yourself. Like now there's There's certain people I used to hang out with who I can't be around now. There's certain pubs. If my friends go to certain pubs or clubs, they'll say, come along, Tanya, and I can't because I feel the energy, you know, when I go into them. Like I say, the other day we were driving around and I drove into a village, and instantly the energy, I felt the energy, you know, and it was like, it's hard work being an empath. It's sometimes... sometimes it is so rewarding, you know, but sometimes it is really, really tough. And, you know, there have been times in my head when I just think, like, I wish I could just turn it off, and I wish I could just be normal, and I wish I could just, like, you know, paddle in the shallow end, but I can't. I'm deep as the ocean, and this can scare people, and it's very hard to have relationships, to have sort of friendships and stuff like that when people don't understand you. It's like feeling, you know, you can go up and down in a couple of days, you know, in a couple of hours even, and it all just depends on what energy you are getting. And this is why I've done this video, because there's a lot of people messaging me, where are the videos, where are the videos, where are the videos? That is taking my energy, and that affects me badly. So being an empath, I would just say protect, have salt baths all the time, really look into it, read, understand yourself. You know, other people might not understand you, but when you understand yourself, that is good. And don't apologize for who you are, you know, because it's a massive gift. It really, really is, you know. And it's usually old souls who are that as well. Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. If you haven't read, I just recommended this to somebody yesterday. I love synchronicity. A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. That changed my life. Good luck, Tina. Make sure you have protection. Black tourmaline is very good. Fire agate I use all the time, you know. And like I say, you just need to be very careful. Treat yourself with kid gloves. If something doesn't feel right, trust your gut. Don't force yourself to go through it, you know. Don't, because that will actually, you know, you can suffer burnout with that. So it's like putting yourself a little bit, you know, like Michael Jackson used to be in a protective bubble sort of thing. You need to do that. But also as well, before you got cleansing, because a lot of people cleanse, or a lot of people put a bubble of protection around them. Make sure that you cleanse first, because a lot of people just put the bubble of protection, and whatever they've picked up, you know, is still there, so it locks it in so it can penetrate more. The way I describe it with energy like that is, if you imagine, like, I'm a smoker, okay? I'm a terrible smoker. I'm absolutely choking for one now, but it is my vice, and I will stop it when I decide to stop it. But, like, I'm conscious now of being around my friends that don't smoke, because if I'm with them, they will go home and they will smell that smoke on their jacket. This is what happens with psychic debris. You know, that can actually follow us along. So, like I say, you would put that coat then in the wash and clean it before you wore it again. And this is what happens with sort of psychic debris as well. We pick it up wherever we are. I can't go on tubes or anything like that, because it's literally, I feel like I've got about 1,000 radio stations on, all not tuned in my head. It's really, really bad. So being an empath is beautiful, because a lot of times you're quite childlike as well, and playful, and you see the beauty in the simplest things, you know. And that was why I was very lucky when I was a photographer, because I tried to show people, sage is great, sage, Palo Santo, salt baths, you know. It's you see beauty in the simple things, you know, and it's lovely to have a childlike heart at times, you know. Children, this is what I want to be when I grow up. I want to be a child, you know. That's my ambition. I want to be a child again, you know. I'm getting there. Right, okay. This is great. Yeah, this is really nice, isn't it? You know, this is nice for me, because the pressure isn't on, and I can talk to you. Do you feel you attract more narcissistic people? That's a funny one. I feel we make excuses for narcissistic people. I think that's what it is. You know, there's a lot of things I disagree with a lot, right? I have my own views on stuff, and I will air my views. I mean, if anybody hangs out with me on night, and we will have debates, you know, because that is what I love. But I love going deep. It's not arguments, it's debates. Like I say, I will never paddle in the shallow end. I dive in deep, you know. That is where I go. But yeah, a lot of people now are being labelled a narcissist, empaths, like I say, twin flames. There's all these buzzwords going around. And I feel at least 50% of them aren't what they say. People can have narcissistic traits rather than be a narcissist, a true narcissist, you know. So it's like I say, I don't do that. But I think, you know, one of my friends once said to me, you would meet Hitler and you would find the one good thing about him and focus on that. So I think being an empath can allow us to do that. You know, we see the good in every situation rather than the bad. And that can leave us open to hurt as well. So like I say, it's about, you know, sort of tuning in. And because we tell the truth at all times, we expect everybody else to. Like, if somebody said to me, I've just seen a unicorn walking down the street, blah, 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 I would go, really? You know, because to me, it's like I haven't got the ability to lie in my head, so I don't understand how other people would. And this was for years, I struggled with that a lot, because, you know, I wouldn't, if somebody told me something, then I believed it, because why would somebody lie? So yeah, that's one of the things I found being an empath doesn't. So I wouldn't say narcissistic people, but it can lower vibrational energy. That's how I prefer to say it. So right, there was a lot of messages coming through there that I didn't see, and I think my phone is gonna die shortly. I'm trying to get you up on, I'm trying to get me up on YouTube here so I can see some of the messages that I've missed. Yeah, that's it. You know, this is it. When we know nothing. This is the fool's journey. On his third and final journey, he realizes he knows nothing at all. And that is why we just need to surrender and trust, because, you know, that is all we can. None of us have any control really in this. You know, spirits have a bigger plan, and whatever we have to experience is there to teach us something. Sometimes the lessons are harsh, but, you know, they're very, very beneficial as well. So I hope, like what I've been saying, I hope this is making sense to some of you. Like I say, it is my truth. Okay, I'm not saying it is the truth. I'm not saying I know it all. I'm saying through my study, through my research, through my life, through my experience and everything, these are how I have led to believe. This is how I've been led to believe. Do you feel spiritualism is becoming commercialised? Yes and no. I feel, oh, sorry, I'm just shutting myself off there. I am two of me. God, that's not good. I'm just trying to get there. I think it's great that spiritualism is coming mainstream. I absolutely love this. It's the same like when I was a photographer, a lot of photographers would kick off with people sort of, you know, using Instagram and, oh God, everybody's a photographer now. And I'm like, that's great, because it's teaching people to see through different eyes. People are now taking notice of their surroundings. That's in the photography basis. So I don't think it's a bad thing that spirituality now, everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. I don't. But I believe that brings with it a lot of people who don't fully understand it. And I feel in order to, it's like, you know, I always say that there's more to spirituality than wearing yoga pants and drinking green tea, you know, because there's so many people do that, but there's a lot of ego within these people that are drinking green tea and wearing yoga pants, you know. It's like, you know, but I suppose this is in every walk of life, you know, that this is it. You're going to come across ego, so it's with anything, you know. So I don't think it's becoming commercialized, you know. I think some people are trying to cash in on it more, but I also believe that this is a job we do and we deserve to be paid for it. And this is something I struggled with for a lot of years, you know. But like I say, I've spent a lot of money on study. Other readers have, you know, a lot of money on study, a lot of years as well in studying and perfecting our craft, you know. So, and we don't force people to do it. I mean, like I say, we give a lot away free as well. You know, so yeah, I like that spirituality is coming. The world needs it now, you know. It's like that song, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. And there is a lot of darkness in the world at the moment. But like I say, the more people sort of jumping on the spiritual bandwagon, the more like warriors we have, you know. So love warriors, and this is what we need. So yeah, I think it's good, you know, because we're all spiritual beings. That's what we are. We're having a human experience. We're not humans who are experiencing spirituality. And, you know, love is where we come from, and love is where we will go back to. So, you know, yeah, it's, you know, everybody finds their way eventually. Some people won't in this lifetime, but, you know, they've got to come back and do it all again. I'm not coming back. I'm not, that's it. I've said to them, no, I'm not going back there. Once I'm away, I'm not going back at all. You know, this is, I've done my time. I've done, it's like I feel like I've been in prison. I've done my time, you know. So, right, okay. I'm going to go in a bit. I'm really enjoying this. Right, go Warriors, yeah. So I hope this has made sense. Should I keep this video up or should I delete it? Because it started very different to how it's actually ended up. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think? Looking forward to more talks with Tanya. Yeah, do you like these? Yeah? Please let me know in the comments. Once this video's up, the comments actually that you've been sending go missing. So if you do I feel that drugs can open... Right, okay, I shouldn't be talking about this. I feel they can if used rightly, okay? I'm not an advocate. I'm an advocate of cannabis. You know, I use cannabis for healing. I feel it is a healing medicine. I've taken San Pedro. Stuff like that. I've taken other things as well that, you know, that I probably shouldn't have. I think there are drugs there that don't. I think things like cocaine turns everybody into an arsehole, you know, rather than opening their third eye, you know, and I don't like that drug at all. But, you know, I feel if you know, sort of psychedelics, I feel there's a lot of study going on at the moment about how they can help depression and stuff like that as well, you know. So yeah, I believe that they can help to open a third eye, but it depends on what drugs you're taking and within what context as well. So I'm not going to go out and say go and take drugs, you know. I'm going to say go out and love, you know. That's it. That's my yeah. I'm a hug dealer, I think, not a drug dealer. So yeah, is there anybody else any more questions? It's really strange, this. Yeah, but I've really enjoyed this. Thank you. What's your view on addiction? Wow. It's quite an interesting one. There was a lot of... I have a very addictive personality, you know. That's why I stay away from a lot of things, because I know what I'm like. Like I say, I'm all or nothing. You know, I'm no in-between. I'm all or nothing. There's a lot of addiction in my family as well, and it's came out in different addictions. And I feel, yeah, I feel a lot of times it's to cope. And I feel even if people are saying that they're doing it because they enjoy it, there is something they're trying to mask. So I feel it's just digging in. I mean, I have Russell Brand's book there, the recovery book. I have that I'm halfway through reading. But yeah, I feel, you know, addicts have an illness, you know, and I feel that can be helped. But I do feel addiction can often make us very selfish, and it can cause a lot of problems as well. It's a minefield to open up with that. Yeah, I also feel a lot of, you know, I feel that we're living in a collective depression as well at the moment. You know, we're told that we need to be depressed. We're told to live in fear. We're told all of that. I don't believe it's poor coping skills at all. I disagree with that, Empress. Because I feel that it's not. It's a way of trying to cope. I cannot really say about ayahuasca because I've never taken ayahuasca myself. I've been meant to a couple of times, and for some reason it's always stopped. So I've never done that. I know people that it has made massive differences in their life as well. You know, no, I feel having a vice is a good thing. God, do you know what I mean? It's like, just because you're spiritual, this is it, you know? Like I say, I love a cigarette, you know? You know, I smoke cannabis, not all the time, but I do. And that is my little go-to, my release, you know? So vices are good as long as they aren't hurting anybody else. When they become a problem, then you need to address it, you know. So yeah, it's just keeping it real, everything in moderation, you know. And it's also the intent of what you're doing with any vice as well, you know. That's it. Are you doing it because you really enjoy it, or are you doing it to block some sort of pain or to shut something out, because then I don't feel that it's cool. You know, I feel you face the pain. But I smoke cigarettes because I like cigarettes. Yes, I'm addicted, but I actually like the ritual of it, you know. So yeah, so I don't think vices are bad things. And this is the thing about being spiritual, you know. It's like, yes, I don't drink as much as I used to now because it just doesn't work for me energetically, you know. That's the thing. But you don't have to live like a bloody saint, you know, to live a spiritual life. That is bollocks, to be honest. You know, it is. You can live a very spiritual life and being authentic. You know, that is the key to a spiritual life, I think. Authenticity. You know, being yourself, you know, and not hiding it, not putting a mask on, not trying to be something that you're not, you know, standing up and saying this is who I am, but also taking the time to get to know who you are as well. You know, I think that is massively beneficial. So, right, that 5 minutes that I went to go on is now turned into an hour. But yeah, please let me know if you've enjoyed this. Right, I'm just gonna have a look now at the things, because I've really enjoyed this. And like I say, hi Declan, hello, there's a newbie Declan, you know, sorry, I don't normally do this is just a one-off. Well, it's not, it might actually be a regular, you know. Yeah, I cuss like a sailor and smoke big weed. Yeah, that's it. I feel you, sister, you know. That's it, you know. I do, I have a mouth like a sailor. I really, really do, and I curse and everything. But you know, it's yeah. That's because it's part of me, and I've been told that people that swear a lot are actually more honest as well. So that's good. But yeah, I've really, really enjoyed this, and thank you so much, because my energy has really, really picked up, and yeah, sort of spirit told me that I had to do this, so they always know best. But I'm sending a lot of love back, and thank you all for being there as well. And I will do this again. I really, as long as you like it. I don't want to do anything just because I'm getting something out of it. I hope you Tanya's morning show. Oh God. Yeah, so you know, I hope you got something out of it, but I did, you know. And this is it, you know, if you give, you get back. This is it. It's about keeping that flow and keeping that cup, you know, and that heart topped up. This is it, you know. Thank you. I'm going to cry now. I'm going to cry. This is great. So I'm sending a lot of love to you all. Okay, I'm going to go now, and I'm going to thoroughly enjoy my cigarette that I'm having. I don't want to smoke on camera. That's something I don't want to do. My mum would go mad with me, you know. But yeah, I'm sending a lot of love, and thank you so much. And please, if you want me to do this, could you put the comments once this goes up, because all of these comments here are all going to go missing. So I need to know if there's enough people that want me to do this, you know, on a regular basis, and if you've enjoyed it, you know, then I will do more. Okay, but if you just write in the comments once this is finished. Okay, so right, I'm gonna go now. Oh, I kind of closed my hands. I was going to say Satnam, but I'll do it one-handed and then that hand, because I'm actually holding my phone. God, I'm such a dumbass at times.